in him is life, and that life is light. So E.T. hides himself from those scientists, from those adults, and reveals himself to Elliot. And at first, Elliot is terrified. But that fear only lasts a moment. As E.T. begins to establish a connection with Elliot, Elliot begins to be drawn to E.T. And that bond begins to grow stronger and stronger. Elliot can feel what E.T. feels. Elliot shares his heart. And whatever E.T. feels, Elliot feels. And at school, Elliot begins to act like he's drunk. And everyone around him, they think he's drunk. What is wrong with him? But he is not drunk. He's full of E.T. He's not drunk. He has been with E.T. He has connected with E.T. It is E.T. in him. Elliot suddenly finds himself incredibly courageous. He courageously sets those frogs free and kisses the girl and runs out. That doesn't come from him. That comes from somewhere within, a heart within. That's the power of E.T. E.T. has the power to take away Elliot's pain. Elliot cuts his finger on a saw and says, "Ouch!" And E.T. looks at him and says, "Ouch!" and reaches out his finger and touches him. And the moment he touches him, his wound is healed. His pain is taken away. E.T. is able to take what is dead and bring it back to life. Even a flower, he brings back to life and makes it new. That's the power of E.T. That's the life that is in E.T. Those scientists, they're ever pursuing, ever chasing. They want to get their hands on E.T. And finally they do. And when they get their hands on him, he knows he's about to breathe his last. And E.T. severs that connection with Elliot. And then E.T. breathes his last, and E.T. dies. He is pronounced dead. His heart stops. That life within him goes out. He is placed in this icy chamber in order to be frozen. Elliot is devastated. His heart is broken. And he cries out, "I can't feel him anymore. I can't feel anything. I feel nothing. Without him, I feel nothing." But in that moment of deep despair, the light of life returns to E.T. And that light begins to shine. Those flowers come back to life. The life returns. And E.T. is risen from the dead. He is risen from the dead. And Elliot cries out, "You're alive! You're alive!" From one moment, he goes from extreme sorrow to extreme joy in just a moment. From sorrow and devastation to overwhelming joy because he is alive. E.T. is alive. So Elliot departs, but then he returns with Michael and reveals that E.T. has been risen from the dead and that he is alive. And they go tell the other kids that he is alive. And they meet up with them at the park. And E.T. reveals himself to all of the kids, resurrected and alive. And they see it. They see that he is alive. They see the light of life glowing within. They take off and they soar, every one of them on their bikes. They soar through the air on those bikes, and they overcome. All of the forces that come against them cannot prevail. And after E.T. had been resurrected, it's time for him to ascend back into heaven. And Elliot is heartbroken. And he looks, touches his heart, and says, "Ouch." Sees the tears falling from his face, and E.T. says, "Ouch. It hurts. They're both hurting." But E.T. has to ascend. He has to go home. But before he goes home, he points to Elliot and he says, "I'll be right here. I'll be right here." And then E.T. ascends into heaven. He returns home. He leaves this earth and returns home. But he's still with Elliot. Elliot can still feel what he feels. Elliot can still stay connected with him.